Dear students, in recent days, in print media, in electronic media, in the speeches of economists, helicopter money term was used time and again. So the present economic situation forced them to use that term. The name helicopter money was first coined by Milton Friedman in 1969, who was an American economist and received Nobel Prize in 1976 along with other persons. He shared the Nobel Prize in economics. So he was also an economic advisor to then American President Ronald Reagan and also UK Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. He is an advocate of free market economy. What is the meaning of free market economy? Less intervention of government in the economy, like LPG policies of 1991 in India, which were started by Prime Minister Narasimha Rao when Manmohan Singh was the finance minister. So less intervention of government, and he was the advocate of free market economy. That means the market price should be fixed based on demand and supply equation. So later, this term was practically implemented by Ben Bernanke, the then Federal Reserve Governor, and later, in course of time, he will become the chairman of the Fed. What is Fed? Federal Reserve or Federal Bank is the central bank of the America. Every country will have their own central banks. Like we are having Reserve Bank of India, like Bank of Japan, Bank of China. Every country will have their own central banks. So accordingly, America. So this concept came into practical application in 2008 when there was economic crisis. Okay, so it is unconventional monetary policy. See why it is called as unconventional monetary policy. See, in conventional monetary policy, you are having other weapons or other financial instruments, etc. So here, unconventional. See, now take the example of India. You are having a monetary policy, and we are having various weapons or instruments of it, like cash reserve ratio, statutory liquidity ratio, repo rate, reverse repo rate. Okay, and even on ad hoc basis, RBI will also intervene in this policy 3 through open market operations. So these are the conventional uh, methods to control the liquidity in the market. The aim of monetary policy is to see that desired liquidity is in the market. Desired liquidity. See, if there is more liquidity, it will push the inflation. If there is less liquidity, there will be the deflation. See, in the first week of every month, all the shopping malls will be filled. Why? The people will get the salary and they will spend. After 15, the rush will decline. Why? They will have less money in their pockets. So the aim of monetary policy is to see that there is desired liquidity in the market such that there will be a good economic growth. If there is less liquidity, no question of any purchases, and economic growth will be hampered. So these are conventional methods. What the RBI of India time and again give the policy is conventional method. That is alteration of cash reserve ratio, statutory liquidity ratio, bank rate, and reverse repo rate, and even nowadays you are having the marginal standing facility. Whatever may be the case, time and again RBI will give this policy to address the economic requirement or to see that there is a healthy inflation. So inflation should be there. High inflation is bad. but deflation is worse. You know what is deflation? There is no demand for goods. Nobody will be there to purchase the goods. Automatically, many industries will be subjected to closure and many people will lose the employment opportunity. If people lose the employment opportunity, their purchasing capacity will decline. So automatically there will be deflation. So these are all conventional method. When you come to the helicopter money, it is an unconventional method. So it is used when conventional method fails to get the desired results. Now, just 10 days ago, RBI has given the monetary policy. It has reduced CRR, SLR, and also repo, reverse repo, etc., to boost the economy. It has assured the Indian industries that it will take all the steps to see that economic condition will not deteriorate. Time and again, they are assuring the Indian industrial sector that they will address the situation time and again such that less damage will be caused to the Indian economy because of the COVID-19 crisis. So actually, when quantitative easing, see what is quantitative easing? See, helicopter money is not synonymous to quantitative easing. Don't get confused. Quantitative easing is conventional method. Helicopter money is unconventional method. When quantitative easing fails to get the desired results, then the ultimate resort may be helicopter money. So when the reduction of CRR, SLR, etc., fails to achieve the desired result. Now take the example of America. They are giving loans at 0% rate, 0% interest rate. Why they are giving? They will supply the money to the common people. When they are having the money in their pockets, obviously they will spend that. They will spend means they are purchasing the goods. So they are purchasing the goods means industries will manufacture the goods. Automatically employment opportunity will be generated. In return, purchasing capacity will increase. So there should be a demand in the market. Whenever there is demand, automatically industries will be boosted. So there will be a good purchasing capacity among the people. So when quantitative easing fails to get the desired results, then this method may be followed. So what is this method? In this method, money will be transferred to the common people without obligation for repayment. Without obligation for repayment. So there is no question of any repayment for this helicopter money. It is not pumped from the helicopter, it is a term used, that's all. Okay. So here there is no obligation for the people to repay this money given by the government. It may be Indian government or any other government. Okay. So this helicopter money policy is a response to the global financial crisis. In this system, central banks make direct cash transfer to households, financed with base money to combat the threat of global deflation. Just now I told you what is deflation. No demand for goods, okay, and the price will fall like anything. Automatically industries will suffer. They will shut down their industries. No question of employment generation. It is like a vicious circle or cascading effect or dominoes effect. Okay. So, and what is the meaning of base money? Base money is the money generated by the RBI, printed by the RBI. All the money supply in the market is called as the base money. Now, to pump the money, RBI will print more and more money and supply the same to the common people. So this is also suggested by Eric Lonergan and Martin Wolf in course of time. Actually, all these people used or advocated this concept to keep away from the 2008 global recession. And when you come to the quantitative easing, like all expansionary monetary policies. What is the meaning of expansionary monetary policy? It means pumping more and more money into the market by the central banks of the concerned countries. Now, 10 days ago, the Reserve Bank of India has decreased its CRR, cash reserve ratio. Of course, CRR, SLR, repo, reverse repo will be understood by the people for whom the banking topic is completed. Okay? If not, you please go through our notes. So, once again. So, RBI reduced all this and it pumped more and more money in the market. It is called as the expansionary monetary policy. That is pumping more and more money. Why it will pump more and more money? To create demand in the market. Okay? So in general, quantitative easing and helicopter money involves money creation by central banks to expand the money supply. However, the effect of the central bank's balance sheet of helicopter money is different than with quantitative easing. See, quantitative easing is not supply of money by central bank, that is RBI of India or any central bank of other country, uh, with it is a supply of money with obligation to repay, unlike the helicopter money is pumped into the market or transferred to the accounts of the common people without any obligation to repay. So when RBI is involving in the quantitative easing, so they will not lose anything. So their balance sheet will not be harmed because some or other day they will get back their money. So central banks create or pump money in quantitative easing by purchasing bonds or other financial assets. See, like if any government, take the example of Kerala government, recently raised the money. So they will sell the bonds, assuring an interest rate of 7% or 8%. Say the bond, the maturity will be 5 years or 10 years, whatever may be the case. Now, the Kerala government's bond is purchased by the RBI. So, RBI will give the money to the Kerala government by purchasing the bonds. It is only asset swap. Bond is a asset. Maybe 5 years or after 10 years, RBI will get the money. So, in quantitative easing, there is no deterioration of RBI's balance sheet. Only it is asset swap. RBI is giving the money and they are taking the bonds. Of course, after 5 or 10 years, RBI will get the money. Whereas in the case of helicopter money, no question of RBI getting the money back. And it is a increase of liability of RBI. Why increase of liability? Because you can see on the note, I promise to pay the bearer the sum of so and so rupee. So now RBI is guaranteeing that currency. So it is the liability of the RBI. So pumping helicopter money will increase the liability of the RBI, whereas quantitative easing will not harm the balance sheet because there is only a asset swap. That is, RBI will purchase the bonds of the concerned government or maybe any other financial institution or industries with the aim of pumping liquidity. It may purchase at a lesser interest rate, but on one fine day they will get back their money. So there is no deterioration of the balance sheet. So, just now I told you what sort of things are involved in the quantitative easing, like cash reserve ratio, statutory liquidity ratio, repo rate, reverse repo rate, etc. So it is cash reserve ratio. It is printed as cash reservation. Please correct it. Please correct it. Okay. And when you come to the implications of helicopter money, see, of course, when the money is transferred into the accounts of the people, of course, definitely they will try to spend the money and they will create the demand in the market. But what happens? It may also result in the inflation. If there is more money supply, automatically there will be inflation. Again, what happens when there is inflation? The net savings will decrease. Okay? And even people may not show interest to purchase the commodities at a higher price. And the other thing is purchasing capacity of money decreases. It is nothing but inflation. Again, domestic currency becomes weak against foreign currency. Our rupee may become weak against the dollar. Again, the people may spend or they may not spend. They simply keep the amount in the bank, or they may spend for other purposes which may not give any boost to the economy. So these are all the implications of the helicopter money. So actually, what is the need of pumping the money into the economy? The need is to see that the gross domestic product of the country will not be uh, hampered or damaged. See, now what happens? Now we are having continuous lockdown. Our GDP may decrease. See, the decrease in GDP sense in the sense is decrease in economic activity. Decrease in the economic activity is nothing but many people will lose their employment opportunity. If people lose their employment opportunity, automatically the purchasing capacity will decrease, and the net demand for goods will decrease. See, the aim is to see that the GDP will be in a good position, or everybody will get the employment opportunities, okay, and they will create aggregate demand in the market. Then only economy will sustain. Now see, just for a lockdown of 15 days, how many people are suffering? Even many institutions are suffering. Now RBI has given moratorium for the people who have to pay the EMIs on different loans. See, now what happens? Banks will face lot of problem. They will not get money for 3 months. Again, what happens once if these people will not pay for 3 months? So it is a huge burden on them. And even nowadays, even we are purchasing consumer durables also with the EMIs. Okay, so this will have the cascading effect. So we will not pay the EMI to the financial institution. Again, they will actually borrow from, I mean, some other person. They have to pay to them. So the problem on one hand will also create the problem on the other hand. So just by pumping the money into the market, it may not address the current problem in the economic situation. As far as India is concerned, 70% of our population are, residing in the rural areas, whose main occupation is agriculture. Since 2 or 3 years, the agriculture prices are at the lowest level. So time and again, we can see in the papers, farmers committing the suicides. Why farmers are committing the suicide? Because they are not getting good economic rent on their land. With that rent, they are unable to sustain. See, time and again, since several years, state governments, central governments are waiving the farm loans. Even we are having many schemes nowadays started by state governments and also central government, cash transfer to the farmers. So, in my opinion, first we have to address the problem of agriculture sector such that the farmer will get good price. And again, this agriculture will also boost the industrial economy, because nowadays food processing industry is in the limelight. So automatically if farmer gets a good price, and even these industries will also run in a fair manner. And later, if farmer is in a good position, they will purchase tractors, other equipment, etc., etc. Of course, it is not only one reason or one sector where we have to address. So it is not an easy task to overcome the present economic bad condition. Okay, time will decide. So this is about the helicopter money, and it is not synonymous to the quantitative easing. Both are different.